Hello students, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Ujjwal's Biology Classes. Firstly, I would like to congratulate you all on being promoted to class 9th and also hope that you are staying indoors during these corona times and have already started doing your studies. Before moving on to starting a new chapter, I would like to give you a brief introduction to this very beautiful, interesting subject, biology. And of course, we will be detailing about the course of the study or the plan or the syllabus of class 9. First of all, let us have a look at the introduction of biology. What do you mean by biology? It is the scientific study of the life and the living organisms. Anything which has life is considered to be the living, and the study of those living organisms is called biology. This word has been derived from two Greek words, bios and logos. Bios means life, that is living, and logos means the study of. So the study of life is called biology. You also have to remember the father of biology. And who is it? It is Aristotle, who is known as the father of biology. Now, all the organisms which are around us, be it the tiniest microorganism or be it the largest of all the organisms have their body organization made up of certain kind of particles. Starting with the subatomic or the atomic level, that is the basic unit, because we are all matters and matter consists of atoms. So all the living organisms also start from the atomic level. After that, they move into the molecular level. Next, the starting of the organism or the beginning of the life form, that is by the growth of the cell. Cells performing same function occurs to be the tissue. Tissues doing the same function forms an organ, and organs doing a particular kind of job is termed as the organ system level. All the organ system level properly doing their work constitute a individual or a individual species. So see, these are all the molecules. This is your cell organelle. In organelle, we have the cell, then group of cells forming the tissue, tissues forming the organs and the organ system. Organ system specifies to become a species, and next species of the same kind forms the population. Population of two or more species in an area constitute a community. Community of 2 to 3 species of organisms sharing a wide range of area is also known as ecosystem level. And ultimately, the most organized level of the organization is the last and the biosphere level. So biosphere level consists of a large amount of ecosystems and all the diversified living organisms inside it. So now let us have a snapshot of what we are going to study in our class 9th biology. Starting with the first chapter, we have the cell, which is also known as the basic fundamental unit of life. If there is life, there is existence of life, then that organism has to be made up of cell. Here we will be going through prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell, their definitions. Now this prokaryotic and eukaryotic is on the basis of the presence and the absence of nucleus. Next, on the basis of the number of the cells, we will be differentiating into unicellular and multicellular. After that, going to study the structure of a detailing part, that is the structure of cell wall and the cell membrane. We have to study detail about the cell organelles which are present in the plant and animal cell, that is chloroplast containing chlorophyll, mitochondria as the powerhouse which gives energy, vacuoles which stores the food, ribosomes, secretes proteins, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies, nucleus, and finally, inside the nucleus, the genetic material, that is the chromosomes. We will be ending it by studying the differences between the plant and animal cell. Moving on to our next chapter, that is the plant and animal tissues. Here we have to study the structure and the functions of plant tissues, which are divided into generally two parts. First, when a plant is born, it has a primary meristematic tissue, and after the meristematic tissue fails to divide, stops to divide, it forms permanent tissues. Next, talking about the animal tissues, we have the epithelial tissue, which forms a covering like our skin is an example of the epithelial tissue. Going inside, we have the connective tissue. We can give the best example that our blood, our bones, cartilages, these are all the example of connective tissue. Moving further ahead, have to consider the muscular tissue, the muscles. And finally, we will be studying about the neural or the nervous tissue. Now, chapter 3 is the most important chapter in your entire syllabus of class 9th, and this chapter is a sure for new chapter, and it will be taking you ahead in your higher classes also. So this is the time you read and go through this chapter and have a basic knowledge of it, because this chapter will be coming in your class 11th, class 12th if you are taking bio. So here we will be understanding about the diversity in organisms. We know that organisms are from the microorganism level to the largest of the blue whale or any eucalyptus tree if I talk about the plants. So how are these entire diversified different kind of plants and animals and all other microorganisms are classified and grouped into a 5 kingdom system of classification? And what are the 5 kingdoms? Monera, consisting of the bacteria, Protista, consisting of all the unicellular eukaryotic like amoeba, paramecium, you have heard about it. Next, coming on to the fungi, the saprophytes. In class 7th, you have learnt about it, which feed on the dead and decomposed matter. Next, we have the plantae, consisting of all the plants. And finally, we will be moving on to the animalia. So here are the 5 kingdoms which we have to go through: the Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae, and animalia. And this is the basis of the classification, by which, well, starting from the lowest level, that is the species, one goes up to the genus, family, order, class, phylum, and finally the kingdom. After that, here we have to study a brief of all the plant and animal kingdom. Now, moving on to the next chapter, that is chapter number 4 of the bio part, we have the health and diseases, concerning mainly about human health and diseases. So all the points here we have to take a look. The health, what is being healthy, and if the failure occurs, how the health degrades. Next, we have to talk about the diseases, the types of disease, that is infectious and non-infectious, which can be again classified into communicable and non-communicable diseases. Now, what are the cause of these diseases? Obviously, it is certain kind of microorganisms or the disease causing germs, which are also termed as the pathogens, which are very harmful, causing diseases, several diseases inside our body. So a quick look to the microorganisms which causes diseases. They can be the fungal, the viral, viruses, bacteria, the bacterial disease, and the protozoa like amoeba, like paramecium, like plasmodium causing malaria. They are all termed in the protozoan disease. So after that, we will be talking about what are the ways, what are the treatment, and how to prevent ourselves from a disease. And finally, our all the programs, the health related programs like the pulse polio, the AIDS campaign, which is being running by the government of India to prevent and check the growth of pathogenic any diseases and to have a prevention. Moving to the next slide, we have the our environment. This is another very interesting chapter, and you have also studied in your SST part earlier. The environment consists of abiotic and biotic conditions, and here we will be mainly concentrating on the abiotic factors, that is the non-living factors like air, water, soil, etc. Now, what is the air used for? We know air, that is main reservoir of air is the atmosphere, which contains huge amount of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, each and everything. So the air is used by for respiration. It is very useful for combustion because without the presence of oxygen there would be no combustion occurring. Then the movement of the air moderates the temperatures, and also they're helpful in bringing the rainfall across different parts of the India. We will be also talking about the pollution which is caused by the air, water and soil. After that, we will be moving into the ozone layer, and here we will be having the ozone layer depletion. Next, talking about the biogeochemical cycles, we have to learn four type of cycles, that is water cycle, oxygen cycle, carbon cycle, and the final nitrogen cycle. So this is the second last chapter. Moving on to the last chapter of the biology portion, that is chapter number 6, which is including about the food production and management. This is a club together of the crop production and management, which was there in the first chapter of your class 8 syllabus. So here we will be concentrating on both the plant part as well as we will be dealing with the animal part, which is also known as the animal husbandry. So for good quality production, there has to be a quality of the breeds. So selection of very quality improvement has to be done on a basic level. And for that, if we are concentrating on the plant, then proper irrigation, proper agricultural facilities should be there. If I talk about the animal husbandry, proper management of the farm practices has to be going on. Next, in case of agriculture, I'll be talking about the use of fertilizers and the different kind of manures. Last but not the least, we will be talking about how to protect the plants and animals from the different kind of the pests and to protect them or prevent them rather from the diseases. Finally, we will be dealing with a new topic, a very interesting topic, that is about the organic farming, where by different techniques, crop rotation, biological management, by the use of biofertilizers, just eradicating the use of chemical fertilizers, by the use of vermicomposting, how to reduce the waste minimally, how things can be done, we will be concentrating over here in the organic farming. So there are 6 chapters, and I think you have got a brief idea about what we will be going to study in the coming classes. In my next slide, I'll be starting the chapter on cell. So be prepared. If you have books, go through it. It will be much easier for you to follow through the slides also. So till then, be focused, be connected, and enjoy studying. Thank you.